Hello. The picture of post-Roman Britain as one of rapid cultural decline has been challenged by finds indicating flourishing continental trade and imported luxury items, including at the site of Tintagel Castle in Cornwall, a dramatic coastal location famously associated with King Arthur in legend, overlooking a natural harbour called the Haven, with a sandy shore on which ships could be beached. A cave, which runs beneath the castle, is known as Merlin's Cave, and in Alfred Lord Tennyson's cycle of Arthurian poems, Idylls of the King, is where Merlin, the legendary magician, brings the infant Arthur for safety. Geoffrey of Monmouth, in his History of the Kings of Britain, written around 1136, suggested Tintagel Castle as the place where Arthur was conceived. The ruins visible today are the remains of a castle built by Richard, Earl of Cornwall in the 1230s, specifically to associate himself with the site and the Arthurian legend. In the post-Roman period, the site was probably occupied by a great hall belonging to the earlier rulers of Cornwall. In 1998, a team from Glasgow University led by Dr. Chris Morris unearthed a piece of slate covering a 6th century drain, securely dated by associated pottery and stratification to the 5th or 6th century. It was inscribed in Latin, Artognu, descendant of Paternus Col had this made, leading to speculation linking the name Artognu with King Arthur. Also inscribed in the top right-hand corner was an A and a fragment of a key rose symbol, a monogram of the Greek letters Chi and Rho, the first two letters of Christ in Greek, which would once have had an O on the other side. A and O, first and last letters of the Greek alphabet, are a reference to I am the Alpha and Omega, the first and the last, a quotation from the biblical book of Revelation, evidence of the survival of Christianity as well as literacy in post-Roman Britain. The original purpose of the inscribed slate is unclear. One suggestion is that it might have been a test piece, a practice draft before tackling a dedicatory stone for a building. Further work at Tintagel Castle has revealed a thriving post-Roman period community numbering several thousand occupying the headland. Whoever ruled here at the time was a powerful figure. At Bantham Ham, at the mouth of the River Avon near Thurlestone in South Devon, rescue archaeology in 2001 identified a Roman trading port still active in the 5th and 6th centuries. At Dinas, Powys, a hill fort in the Vale of Glamorgan, archaeology has revealed reoccupation in the post-Roman period. A large stone feasting hall was identified, along with evidence of imported luxury items, including spices and tableware. Similar finds have been made at Cadbury Castle, a hill fort in Somerset on the southern fringe of the Somerset Levels, where excavations have confirmed human occupation on and off from the Neolithic period. The site was reoccupied around 470 and continued until at least the late 6th century, when the ramparts were strengthened and a great hall 66 feet by 33 feet built. The River Cam, a name believed to derive from Brittonic Celtic for crooked, flows nearby, and there are adjacent villages of West Camel and Queen Camel, place names that evoke a connection with Camelot, named as the location of King Arthur's court by the French poet Chrétien de Troyes in the 12th century. Travelling in the area in 1542, John Leyland, chaplain and librarian to Henry VIII, recorded a local belief that Cadbury Castle was the site of Camelot. I'll return to Cadbury Castle in a future episode. Some 12 miles northwest of Cadbury Hillfort is Glastonbury Tour, closely associated with Arthurian legend in several sources, and where archaeological finds confirm another site of high status occupation in the post-Roman period. Legends have grown that Joseph of Arimathea, glimpsed in the Gospels as a kind of secret disciple and the person given permission by Pontius Pilate to arrange the burial of Jesus, brought the Holy Grail to Britain, and that his staff miraculously took root when he thrust it into Weary All Hill, seen here on the left of Glastonbury Tour, where it grew into a hawthorn tree that blossomed twice a year, in late spring and around Christmas. A variety of biflora hawthorn found in the area are claimed to be descendants of the original tree. According to a contemporary report by Gerald of Wales, a search at Glastonbury Abbey in 1191 led to the discovery, 16 feet below the surface, of a lead cross inscribed in Latin, "Here lies the famous King Arthur on the Isle of Avon," beneath which was a hollow oak trunk containing human remains, immediately claimed as those of Arthur and his queen Guinevere. The Somerset levels, still prone to flooding despite extensive drainage in more recent times, make Glastonbury Tour an appealing candidate for the location of Avalon, the island first mentioned in Geoffrey of Monmouth's 1136 History of the Kings of Britain, as the place where Arthur's sword Excalibur was forged, and where a wounded Arthur was brought after the Battle of Camlan. Whether the search at Glastonbury Abbey was instigated by the abbot, Henry de Sully, or by King Henry II is unclear, but the rather too pointedly obvious formulation of the inscription on the lead cross, coupled with the discovery of the grave fortuitously being made a few years after a disastrous fire in 1184 that left the abbey in desperate need of funds for restoration, have led most commentators to conclude the find was a staged publicity stunt designed to attract pilgrims. Further investigation subsequently produced what was claimed to be the sword Excalibur and the grave of Joseph of Arimathea. The remains were placed in a tomb in the Abbey Church that was destroyed after the abbey was dissolved in 1539. Archaeological evidence from Tintagel Castle, the hillforts at Dinas, Powys and Cadbury, and at Glastonbury Tour and elsewhere, of imported luxury items including spices, wine, olive oil from the Eastern Mediterranean, North African tableware and fine glassware from southern Gaul and Spain, confirm the existence of a secular elite living in high status settlements thriving from the 5th to the 7th centuries, rewriting the history of a period when it was once believed such lifestyles had vanished, and the age when the myths and legends surrounding King Arthur have their origins. Next time, a closer look at the situation in post-Roman Britain. If you've enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe buttons and click on the notification bell to be informed when the next video is available, or you can subscribe by clicking on the rose window over my shoulder.